Also
Mr.
on
President.
tariffs, I often agree with you on tariffs, but how about no tariffs on building materials for the next 3 years?
Well, we'll take a look at that, actually.
Mr.
We'll
President.
take a look. Mayor, please.
Yes. First of all, let me just take the opportunity to officially welcome you to Los Angeles. Really appreciate you coming, and especially you come just a few days after your inauguration. So
Thank you
I
very
want you to know that your presence here is very much appreciated. Let me also say that I know you had an opportunity to see the devastation. You've seen the extreme loss, the grief that people are going through here. And we are 100% committed to getting this neighborhood rebuilt again. You mentioned a couple of things in terms of us expediting. So I signed executive directives right away so that we could cut the red tape. We could get people back building as fast as possible. And we're going to continue doing that.
Mayor, the one thing is they are saying they will not be allowed to start for 18 months.
No, that will not be the case.
Okay, I just hope
That
you're
will
right.
not, you can hold me to it.
There's 4 groups said that. and
No.
That would be, they should
No,
be able
that-
to do it. They should be able to start tonight.
That will not be the case. You know, first we have to take care to make sure that there's not getting rid of the hazardous waste, cleaning things up.
Okay, this is part of the problem here with the political situation. This whole words don't mean anything, and that's unfortunate because I believe that they do. Even though people lie and they play games and whatnot, I believe that words will always retain the power to enunciate truth, right? And what this whole little back and forth right now between the mayor and President Trump is ridiculous, right? 18 months before somebody could get started is insane. As that doesn't even make sense. What are you gonna have you're gonna have cities just completely empty, whole neighborhoods completely empty for 18 months? That makes no sense at all. Now, I do also say that I would be leery about letting people start and not, holding them to account for building code standards, especially, speculators and capitalists who don't always have and don't always operate with the best of intentions. So there would definitely need to be some kind of a middle ground on that, or at least some kind of an enforcement agency where they can get a whole lot of people moving fast, checking to make sure that these buildings are up to code as they go.
So that people can start right away. And just like you said, if somebody had their house was destroyed and they're going to rebuild essentially the same, maybe a little bit longer, a little bit higher, they really shouldn't have to go through much of a process. So I want you to know that we are expediting that. We absolutely need your help. We need the federal help.
You've got it. I told you. You will have no permit problem. There will be zero delay. And as far as I'm concerned, you already have the permits.
And the
I
research.
am more worried because I met at least 8 groups of homeowners, and I'm much more worried about the fact that they said it's 18 months exactly.
Right.
And they were devastated. They want to start now. They want to start removing things. They're not allowed to do it now. And you mentioned hazardous waste. Well, the hazardous waste. What's hazardous waste? I mean, you're going to have to define that. We're going to go through a whole series of questions on determining what's hazardous.
Nope.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's the and that's the whole thing I'm saying. Like, a couple of people make comments about me saying when Trump called it an invasion from the southern border, or when he called he said invasion and something else. And I highlighted the fact that there's a meaning, there's a reason why they're using words like that. I disagree with the term invasion because they were supported and undergirded by the federal government of the United States, whether you agree with it or not, right? They were supported financially, they were allowed in, they were even, dare I say, calls, come, all who can come, you'll be financed, right? So I have some issue with that being referred to as an invasion, even though they are invading. So I'll give you that they are invading, but it just kind of does a disservice to the reality of the fact that they were called in. It's just one of those kind of a sick, twisted situation, as we have here, right? Like there's this whole trying to politic, right? And I can appreciate the fact that Trump is looking to jump straight through all the politicking, all the game playing, all the word playing. I mean, to the point where, and remember, we're in California, so everything about legislation, government control, permits, fines, fees, licensing fees, this fee, that fee, this definition, that definition. They're into that kind of thing on steroids to the 10th power to the umpteenth degree. That's why he's going at her like this, because this is what they do. That's the fact.
I think you have to allow the people to go on their site and start the process tonight.
And we will.
Okay, good.
You can come back and check.
Last night, 18 months. So if that's not the answer, Mayor Bass, what is the answer? Because
What everybody said.
that's what we were all told last night.
Well, and let me just tell you that we are going to do everything we can, slashing regulations, expediting everything so that people can begin the process right away. You know, we have the Disaster Recovery Center on Pico and Westwood. We have building and safety there. People are already contacting the local agencies. We're bringing our city departments together so that people don't get caught in the loop of going from one room to the next. We want them all to be in the same room so that you can get busy rebuilding ASAP. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, see, ASAP, all in the same room. See that, that it's not fun. This is the sickness of what government can become. I'm telling you. And this is a prime example of why we need to get ahead of all of this as soon as we can, wherever we are, because this is insane. She's talking about not getting caught up in the loop of government because of all the different like applications for permit, fee, license requirement, municipality fees, and just all of these different things. And rather than saying we're going to do away with that, she's like, no, I'm going to make sure that you can go and find all of these different agencies in one room, right? Like as though she's doing somebody a favor. That's how sick and twisted her mental is in regards to trying to protect and ensure the survival of that system, right? Because if they were to take a loss here financially, many of these people who are in governance there couldn't survive, especially not at the rates of real estate and everything that it is out there in California. It's pretty sick.
Yes. And we will clear the lots. Absolutely. In the city and in the county. We are working together. Both levels of government are working in unity.
That'd be 18 months. Is it not 18 months? Is it like we that's the answer that we got, and that's what we're all hanging on.
Yes.
So if you're telling us now faster, is it 6 months? Is it, I mean, all of our lives, rents, all this stuff is weighing on this.
6 months is no good.
Yeah, I mean, look, these people were told 18 months, and then she's sitting here trying to act like they weren't told that. It's just very disrespectful and demeaning and dismissive, and I hate it. I really, truly do. I hate it with a passion, where you got to have these back and forth dialogues of verbal judo that you play with these people because they're just simply interested in doing what they can to placate, to appease. You know what I mean? To make feel good, not to appear to accommodate, not to accommodate, but to appear to accommodate. To really put up this facade that's just demeaning, and we're really tired of it and sick of it. And hopefully, as this thing here plays out, let's see where it goes. That he can really get Trump can really get his foot on the neck of not only these individuals but the system in and of itself. That's really just diseased and sick.
And the number one thing that we are going to do immediately, and you will see this happen, is to clear out the debris. And we're concerned right now over the weekend because of the potential rain, but we are going to move as fast as we can, but we want you to be safe, and we want you to be back in your homes immediately.
But the people are willing to clean out their own debris. It doesn't cost a lot.
Yes, and they can.
You
and
should let them do it because
Again, they're asking for a timeline. She's saying ASAP, and she's saying immediately, like she doesn't want to give it, right? That's the whole thing that we need to pay attention to.
Time you hire contractors, it's
Right.
going to be 2 years.
If a family.
People are willing to get a dumpster and do it themselves and clean it out.
And they can
There's
do
not that much left. It's all incinerated.
That's right.
And, you know, it's just going to take a long time if you do. You can do some of it, but a lot of these people, I know that guy right there that's talking. I know my people. You'll be on that thing tonight, throwing the stuff away, and your site it'll look perfect within 24 hours. And that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to wait around for 7 months till the city hires some demolition contract
If
that's going to charge him
want to build-
$25,000 to do his lot.
Yeah.
I think you have emergency powers just like I do, and I'm exercising my emergency powers. You have to exercise them also.
She doesn't want to, and he's exactly right. They're going to charge them $25,000. They're very parasitic in government there. Extremely parasitic in that whole California region, where all they want to do is get a piece of the action, right? To just live, because they can't produce anything. So they just want to make sure they can get a piece of all of these well-to-do. These are well-to-do communities now. So there's a whole lot of money to be feasted upon now, right? That's the sickness that, you know, she's doing her best to cover it up. He knows the game. He knows the game from the side of a developer who has to pay all of these exorbitant fees, historically have had to just go along to get along with it. Now he has a chance to take some territory here for the developer. And I'm glad he's siding with that whole entrepreneurial developer side and really looking to curtail and check this Leviathan, this beast of governance in California.
He did exercise them.
Because I looked,
signed
I
an
mean, you have a
emergency
very powerful
declaration.
emergency power, and you
Yes.
can do everything within 24 hours.
Yes. And if individuals want to clear out their property, they can. Well, yes, but you know that you will be able to go back soon.
Mr. President.
We think
So
within a week.
you think?
That's a long time, a week. I'll be honest. To me, everyone's standing in front of their house. They want to go to work, and they're not allowed to do it.
And the most important
week
thing
is
is
a
for
long
people to
time.
be safe.
They're
Yeah.
safe. They're safe. You know what? They're not safe. They're
you
not
know
safe.
what? That I really hate. Oh, just the safe. Right? Like under the guise of safety, so much evil and wickedness has been done. It just doesn't even make sense. I'm not feeling this mayor at all. I don't know about whoever's hearing this or whoever has seen this. I'm not feeling this mayor at all. Seriously.
If now, they're going to be much safer. A week is actually a long time, the way I look at it. I watched hundreds of people standing in front of their lots, and they're not allowed to go in. It's all burned. It's gone. It's done. Nothing's going to happen to it. It's not going to burn anymore. There's nothing to burn.
Right.
There's almost nothing to burn. And they want to go in. The people are all over the place. They're standing, and I say, why aren't you going in? We're trying to get a permit, and the permit's going to take them. Everybody said 18 months. You said 18 months. You said 18 months.
Last night.
And that was last night.
Okay, that's the end of that. You know why it's going to take them 18 months? Because they want to make sure they can get a piece of as many of those people as humanly possible. Oh, God, do they want a piece? They are almost orgasmic in the idea of how much money there is to be made on these human beings whose lives have been completely laid waste to. Imagine everything you have gone, cars, everything gone. All the precious, priceless memorabilia, your children's paintings, artwork, stuff that may have been heirlooms in the family for generations, all that is gone. It's not even all about money for those people who are dealing with these things. And this lady, and not only her, trust and believe, it's not only this mayor, even though, the mayor of LA City, but then there's LA County. There's all kinds of people who are just, some sick, twisted fantasy playing out here about how much money they can make on these poor people who have experienced this tragedy. It's really unfortunate. I call it demonic and sick. And I hope, that Trump can really go in here and dissect that sick little whole situation, because I know the developer in them, the entrepreneur in them, wants to break up that whole cabal of a monopoly, that cartel what they have in governance over there, that's just really trying to pillage people through taxation as much as they can. I'm not sure, they keep pointing out the 18 months. This was just what happened in public. Hopefully behind the scenes, when he gets in there with those people, he can really give it to them straight and get things going. Other than that, man, be safe out here, folks. This is definitely the end game. Keep knowing you. Keep stepping forward. Do what you can where you are with what you have, and you'll get there. Peace.